Hi, today is Sunday, July 6th, and I'm out for my weekend ruck. I like to do these every Saturday or Sunday when I get a chance, pretty much every week, so that means, so I get a lot of chances. But that's not what I'm here to talk to you about today. I'm here to talk to you about the Mount Whitney hike I did on June 10th, and the video I'm going to post along with this one. And I wasn't originally going to post that video. All right, I need to figure out what I'm doing wrong with the settings in my camera. But in any case, I thought I'd share those with you because I didn't want to forget the experience. So to start off with, I did not summit. I made a couple mistakes, and all on me, mainly going back and forth the 99 switchbacks twice, and frankly just wore myself out. So that made it, by the time I was getting to where I think I had a few more miles left to go, I was just too tired. The reason I turned around, and you'll see it in my videos and pictures, is came across a part of the trail that was just completely snow covered, and I was worried about whether I could cross that or not, and whether it'd bring me to a trail or whether I'd be really off trail and be lost. So that was reason number. And reason number two was I didn't have great knowledge of the trail conditions when I got there. Now, I had been keeping track of it in St. Louis, looking at all trails, and saw that you pretty much could only go up the chute. You were going to need a ice axe and everything. And then even when I stopped at the visitor center in Lone Pine, the same thing was being said. So from the very beginning, I felt like there was very little chance that I would get there. So my whole plan was just to go as far as I could towards the summit, enjoy the hike, learn what I can learn, and then come back at some other time. On my way up, I was lucky enough to be able to hike with this extremely kind family, a man, his two 20-year-old daughters, and his best friend. And we hiked all the way to the ice field together. At the ice field, we took a break. I think it's called the ice field, I'm not exactly sure. We took a break, and I was watching people go up the chute, and I was like, yeah, that's probably not something I am equipped for. But the dad said he had heard that past the cables on the trail, everything was open. And so I saw the cables, and I decided to go that way and see if it actually was open. And that's where I should have had a little bit better knowledge of what was going on, because when I got there, and you'll see it in the video, that's where I ran into the field that stopped me. And it's just because I didn't know. It wasn't his fault. He was telling me exactly what he knew, but I should have known maybe a little bit more about that at that time. So I worked my way across the ice field and up to the place where the snow stopped me, and I will point that out in my video. Good morning. I'm getting a little bit earlier start than I thought, but it is time to get up the mountain, and let's see what this day has in store for us. I've already seen one group go up, and let me show you around real quick. As you can tell, pretty stinking dark out there. Time to have fun. Look at that full moon. I don't know if you can see those lights. It's Lone Pine way down in the distance. And it's going to be hard to see. Beginning of the mountains. Look at this. What does that say? We're about 3 hours in. 5:22 in the morning. And there's our sunrise. I hope you're able to see all this. And we're lucky the trail's still pretty clear.
I'm hoping they pick it up on the way down.
Right. That's the hope. All right, guys. I know you see those. You can see the people coming down right here.
Down already?
Where? Right at the top. See them? Over to your right. They're behind that big rock. You may have to come back a little bit.
Supervisors retreat.
Sun will be up shortly. From here to there, I'm guessing about 2 hours. That's not going to be fun. It's not going to be easy. Hang on just a second. I had a change of plans. Those people down you see down there, that's the group I was with. He was telling me that the switchbacks are open. Oh, as I was saying, I had a change of plans, and don't ask me how, but somehow I've made it to right here. I climbed straight up there with my crampons on, and the last 10 feet were darn near impossible, and I'm just trying to get right there where those ropes are. But I'm on a dry rock right now, and I'm hoping I can scramble to the top these last 5. Okay, here is the point that took me out, and I waited here for a little bit. I was the only person on this trail and trying to decide where I was going to go. So I decided to go back down and see if I could get back down the mountain, or back down the side. Yeah, I guess it's a mountain, and go back down to the very bottom and call it a day. What I learned was there was no way for me to get off that edge, so I had to go back up, and that's where I went up the 99 switchbacks the first time. I learned that I can't get down. I went back down the 99 switchbacks, and then I went back up to get there. I had met two nice hikers, Adriana and Catherine, and they had passed me. They were the only other two on the trail. They had done the same thing I did because they had heard the same thing I heard, and they had kept going. And so I just decided to follow in their footsteps and go across that snow trail, and that's what I did. So the next videos you're going to see, or pictures and things, are from the backside of the mountain, from the top of the trailhead and over. It's going to seem a little random because all of a sudden everything kind of changes, but that's what you're going to be looking at from here on out. I hope you're enjoying the video. I think my trip up may have just come to an end. I'm on the trail. You can see it comes right along here, and it ends right here. I don't know that that's worth getting to the top for. I've already done one crazy thing today. So, all right, time to start the ascent back down. We've been going for almost 7 hours, 8 miles. It's all worth it. They say it's good to get out of here by probably 1:30, 2 o'clock. You just don't want to be up here when lightning starts coming if there's afternoon storms. But it's a good day. I didn't reach the summit, but I'll come back. I'll give it another try. See, these are the hurdles I came through on the way up that I wasn't filming because I was trying to get up. Those could be the people I was with. And without an ice axe, I don't think I could have climbed up that with just my crampons and poles. I don't know, maybe it looks like they're doing it, but that I just couldn't do. I'm not able to go up that straight like that. Here's another one. You can see it looked pretty sketchy. Actually, now that I'm doing it, it was easier coming up and staying to the side than to, what do you call it? Go down and stay to the side. So this is going to be a fun afternoon. Should be able to fill up all my time. I'll be tired when I get back to the camper van. Well, I just backtracked because I thought I had lost my, one of my, what do you call it, poles. And lo and behold, it was just here behind my bag, and I didn't see it after I had put everything down. You can see I got a little bit of a day ahead of me. Lots and lots of little switchbacks here. Some snow covered, some not. And then figuring out how I'm going to get back down to that valley there. Okay, this does not look like fun. I guess besides trying to figure out how in the world I'm going to get down, I got one more problem to fix here. It looks like it turns right there. So I think I'm close to the end. Way down there is where I took a break with the group, I think on some rocks somewhere. I know on some rocks, I just don't know where. But man, it's pretty incredible. And I'm going behind that peak there is where the top is. So if I make it through here, I'll get to there. Are you kidding me? But the top is right there. Then I have about a 2 mile hike to the summit. This, I think, is going to be my ride out of here. I'm pretty tired. I don't know where I can climb out of it. So I'm going to take the world's longest sled ride and try not to soil my shorts. What these guys are doing down there climbing up, that is extremely difficult. That's why I thought I wouldn't be able to get up here today. Another view of what these people are climbing up. Holy cow, talk about making your hike hard. This is crazy, but this is the only trail that's open right now, and it's called the mountaineering route, I think. Getting close to the top. Okay, I want to end my little video with of Mount Whitney with this. The fact that every time I go hiking, I meet so many cool people, and this was no exception. On the way down Mount Whitney, after I got to slide on my rear end down the chute, which was actually a lot more fun than I expected, I met up with two more hikers named Samantha and Jess, and we hiked down the mountain together, and they were nice enough to let me join them for, God, I don't know, it was going to be all the way to the bottom. And along the way we caught up with Ariana. She was coming down too. Catherine had left a long time ago. But anyway, we were the group of hikers that came along that poor kid and his dad that you heard about on the mountain, where the kid went over the edge of the trail, and he is still not doing great from everything that I know, and it's a sad story, and a good reminder. You need to get used to that altitude. You need to stay hydrated, and you need to keep yourself fed. It takes a lot of energy to get up there, especially when you're climbing up the side of it. But not to end on on a negative note with that story, and you know, we all hope that he continues to improve and get better. But we managed to stay connected. I bumped into Brett and his family at a coffee shop in Lone Pine the day after, and we had a great conversation. All of us are connected. Jess, Samantha, Ariana are connected with social media and things, and I have yet to have a bad experience with people hiking. I seem to feel that some of the nicest people I've met, and really it's on the trail and everything, but we all want people to be happy and do okay, and they're out there doing the same thing we are and appreciating the same thing we are. And it just gives me a really good feeling every time I finish one of these weekends, and it takes me a few days to come back down. I can't really put my finger on it or explain what it is, but I'm excited for my next adventure, whenever that might be. Thanks for watching. I hope you get something out of this.